This is Shane Watson here for PSC Sports. I'm lucky enough to be joined by former world champion Liam Smith. How are you, Liam?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Good Christmas and New Year?
Yeah, very good. Relaxed. Whether it was a good or a bad point of view, but I was lucky to be able to rest and chill with the family this time. Sometimes, you didn't train over Christmas and New Year, but I was happily at home and I had to enjoy myself and relax.
It was a big year for you last year, whether you take it as good or bad. You got to fight one of the pound fighters in the world in a massive stadium in America. Them chances don't always come around, and you jumped right out when you got the chance, and you took the fight to him and gave a good fight and a good account of yourself. So how do you reflect on that night in Dallas?
I look back to it and I've got to draw. With the fight's happening now, it is what it is. I can't erase it, but I've got to look back at it and I've got to draw the positives from it. Obviously there's negatives to it, and the negatives I'll learn from. The positives I'll take and I'll bank for my future fights coming up. But it's one that I don't regret. It's one that I made the decision to go ahead with the fight, and it's one that I'll learn from. I'm a man, I'm 28 years of age now, so it's one that I can't really cry over it. I'll just take it like a man. I lost my title. It's now time to get back on the horse and go and get my title back.
Oh, you already got a big fight coming up now this year already. Frank Warren's pulled off with a big fight against Williams for the WBO world title again. So is that like a big fight you're now looking forward to? You start training camp for that as well? Or?
Yeah, it's one that I start training camp right away. I've been ticking over. I fly to LA first thing in the morning. I was meant to fly today, but we had to change the flight because of the press announcements and stuff like that. So hopefully Frank can make it for the WBO title if it becomes vacant. If it becomes vacant, then I think it will be for this title. So I'm 100% confident I will get my title back, whether it be this fight, the next fight, or later on in the year. I'm confident to become world champion again, and I'll stick by that.
Do you see Williams as a very tough test? Obviously, he's no stone unturned of him. He's probably his hardest fight he's fought was probably Gary Corcoran, and he got through that quite easy. So he hasn't really tested very much in that fight. So is this a big test for you as well?
Yeah, it's just it's a good fight. Domestic fights are good fights. He's a talented fighter. It doesn't mean to say, the same. Jimmy Kelly was a talented fighter. But it's just, there's differences in fighters, and I was at, every title he's got now I had two and a half, 3 years ago. I'm an experienced fighter now, and I can say I lost to Canelo Alvarez, but believe me, I'll learn from that, and that will, next time you see me, you'll think I won my last fight. The amount I'll have learned from it, and every fight is like the British title. You'd have wars for British titles. Some British title fights are harder than some world and European title fights. It's the domestic thing brings out in them, but it will be competitive. It will be exciting, but it'll be won by me, and there's only one winner for me.
So obviously Frank Warren's signing his BT Sports deal. What kind of effect do you think this will have in your career, getting that much more exposure?
Big, it'll be it's a massive thing for some of the names who have been with Frank from the start, like myself, Billy Joe Saunders. We've been with Frank since day dot, and we stuck by him through the hard times when Box Nation was starting off. He come through that, and then now we're back with him when he's pulled BT out the bag. So it's good. It's good to showcase to the BT Sport fans what we can do. We've done it to the hardcore boxing fans of Box Nation. Now BT is a bigger platform, a bigger scale. So it's good. It's good to see now the viewers we get on the BT Sports, and start building a bigger profile for them huge fights that are going to come with winning titles.
Obviously, James DeGale recently drew in a fight against Baddy Jack, and obviously with your brother Callum being mandatory challenger for either, that makes it a little bit up in the air now, because I've just heard recently that Baddy Jack vacated the WBC title.
Yeah.
So, but if you did look back on that fight, do you think Callum beats either of them?
Yeah, I think he beats. I think he beats all the super middleweights now, especially when them fights happen. I think James DeGale's a top fighter, world class fighter, very very good champion. But I fancy Callum to beat him. The same with the other champions. Obviously George goes and wins his title. I think really Callum beats him. Gilberto Ramirez, top fighter, very good fighter. I've seen a lot of them over in America. Very, very good fighter, but when that fight happens, obviously that fight's not talking about now. So by the time that fight does come to happen, Callum will be world champion going into the fight, and I'd put him in with any one of them, and I'd have no qualms about him beating them.
Obviously, there's also a lot of rumours going on recently about Paul Smith, your brother, fighting Tyron Zeuge for the WBO regular title.
Yeah.
if they can avoid the mandatory, they can bypass the mandatory kind of fight. What would be your opinion on that fight, and what do you think the outcome of that would be as well?
You know, that's a fight I'd be happy with Paul going into. You know, he's a young fighter, Ziga. He's a talented fighter, but you know he's got his vulnerabilities about him, and he's still got, you know, he's not the experienced fighter. Paul's got a lot of experience now with the two Abraham fights, the Andre Ward fight, and you know he's had 40 odd fights. Paul, he's a very experienced fighter, and you know he's on it now. He knows this is last hurrah. You know he'll probably get one big chance now, and you know if he takes it, then you know all great, and it's one that I'd be confident in taking against Ziga. But you know, as I say, a lot still to happen for that fight to happen. You know, he's got a mandatory put on with Ekpo, and it's still up in the air with that fight. So I don't know whether that fight's going to happen or not.
Okay, well, thanks for your thoughts today. Good luck ahead of your fight against Williams. We'll probably catch up with you before then. But take care and have a good camp anyway. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.